A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Penguin Random House Audio presents Star Wars: Dark Disciple by Christie Golden. Read for you by Marc Thompson. For years, the galaxy-wide conflict known as the Clone Wars has raged. The struggle between the rightful government of the Galactic Republic and the Confederacy of Independent Systems has claimed the lives of untold billions. The Force-wielding Jedi, for millennia the guardians of peace in the galaxy, have been thwarted at nearly every turn by the Separatists and their leader, the Sith Lord Count Dooku. With the war showing no signs of ending, and the casualties mounting each day, the Jedi must consider every possible means of defeating their cunning foe. Whether some means are too unthinkable, and some allies too untrustworthy, has yet to be revealed. Chapter 1. Ashu Nyamal, firstborn of Ashu, child of the planet Marani, huddled with her family in the hold of a Republic frigate. Naya and the other refugees of Marani braced themselves against the repercussions from the battle raging outside. Sharp, tufted Maran ears caught the sounds of orders, uttered and answered by clones, the same voice issuing from different throats. Keen noses scented faint whiffs of fear from the speakers. The frigate rocked from yet another blast. Some of the pups whimpered, but the adults projected calm. Rakshu cradled Naya's two younger siblings. Their little ears were flat against their skulls, and they shivered in terror against their mother's warm, lithe body, but their blue muzzles were tightly closed. No whimpers for them. A proud line was Ashu. It had given the Moran many fine warriors and wise statesmen. Naya's sister, Tigu, second-born of Ashu, had a gift for soothing any squabble. And Camus, the youngest, was on his way to becoming a great artist. Or had been, until the Separatists had blasted Marani's capital city to rubble. The Jedi had come in answer to the distress call, as the Moran knew they would, but they had come too late. Angry at the Marani government's refusal to cooperate, the Separatists had decided that genocide, or as close a facsimile as possible, would solve the problem of obtaining a world so rich in resources. Naya clenched her fists. If only she had a blaster. She was an excellent shot. If any of the enemy attempted to board the ship, she could be of use to the brave clones now risking their lives to protect the refugees. Better yet, Naya wished she could stab one of the Separatist scum with her stinger, even though it would... Another blast, this one worse. The lights flickered off, replaced almost instantly by the blood-red hue of the backup lighting. The dark gray metal of the freighter's bulkhead seemed to close in ominously. Something snapped inside Naya. Before she really knew what she was doing, she had leapt to her feet and bounded across the hold to the rectangular door. "Naya!" Rakshu's voice was strained. "We were told to stay here." Naya whirled, her eyes flashing. "I am walking the warrior path, Mother. I can't just sit here doing nothing. I have to try to help." "You will only be in the..." Rakshu's voice trailed off as Naya held her gaze. Tears slipped silently down Rakshu's muzzle, glittering in the crimson light. The Moran were no telepaths, but even so, Naya knew her mother could read her thoughts. "I can do no harm. We are lost already." Rakshu knew it too. She nodded, then said, her voice swelling with pride in her eldest, "Stab well." Naya swallowed hard at the blunt blessing. The stinger was the birthright of the Moran, and if used, their death warrant. The venom that would drop a foe in his tracks would also travel to his slayer's heart. The two enemies always died together. The words were said to one who was not expected to return alive.
"Goodbye, Mama,"
Naya whispered, too softly for her mother to hear. She slammed a palm against the button and the door opened. Without pausing, she raced down the corridor, her path outlined by a strip of emergency lighting. She skidded to a halt when the hallway branched into two separate directions, picked one, and ran headlong into one of the clones.
"Whoa there,"
he said, not unkindly.
"You're not supposed to be here, little one."
"I will not die huddled in fear,"
Naya snapped.
"You're not going to,"
the clone said, attempting to be reassuring.
"We've outrun puddle jumpers like these before. Just get back to the holding area and stay out of our way. We've got this in hand."
Naya smelled the change in his sweat. He was lying. For a moment she spared compassion for him. What had his life been like when he was a youngling? There had been no one to give him hugs or tell stories. No loving parental hands to soothe childhood's nightmares. Only brothers, identical in every way, who had been raised as clinically as he. Brothers and duty and death. Feeling strangely older than the clone, and grateful for her own unique life that was about to end, Naya smiled, shook her head, and darted past him. He did not give chase. The corridor ended in a door. Naya punched the button. The door slid open onto the cockpit, and she gasped. She had never been in space before, so she was unprepared for the sight the 5-section viewport presented. Bright flashes and streaks of laser fire dueled against an incongruously peaceful-looking starfield. Naya wasn't sufficiently knowledgeable to be able to distinguish one ship from another, except for her own planet's vessels, looking old and small and desperate as they tried to flee with their precious cargo of families just like her own. A clone and the Jedi General, the squat reptilian Alina, who had led the mission to rescue Naya's people, occupied the cockpit's 2 chairs. With no warning, another blast rocked the ship. Naya went sprawling into the back of the clone's chair, causing him to lurch forward. He turned to her, his eyes dark with anger, and snapped,
"Get off this!"
"General Chubor,"
came a smooth voice. Naya's fur lifted. She whirled, snarling silently. Oh, she knew that voice. The Moran had heard it uttering all sorts of pretty lies and promises that were never intended to be kept. She wondered if there was anyone left in the galaxy who didn't recognize the silky tones of Count Dooku. He appeared on a small screen near the top of the main viewport. A satisfied, cruel smirk twisted Dooku's patrician features.
"I'm surprised you contacted me. As I recall, Jedi prefer to be regarded as the strong, silent type."
The clone lifted a finger to his lips, but the warning was unnecessary. Naya's sharp teeth were clenched, her fur bristled, and her entire being was focused on the Count's loathed face. But she knew better than to speak. General Chubor, sitting beside the clone in the pilot's chair, so short that his feet did not reach the floor, likewise was not baited.
"You've got your victory, Dooku."
His slightly nasal, high-pitched voice was heavy with sorrow.
"The planet is yours. Let us have the people. We have entire families aboard, many of whom are injured. Their innocence."
Dooku chuckled, as if Chubor had said something dreadfully amusing over a nice hot cup of tea.
"My dear General Chubor, you should know by now."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?